most importantly, to the veterans in our audience today. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for the opportunity to be here this morning. It's an honor and a privilege to speak as we commemorate a day earmarked for what I consider to be the one true American hero, the veteran of our armed services, and specifically those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. A portion of the words I'll speak this morning are those spoken by past presidents of our great land, shared on occasions just such as this. I want to share with you how I feel about the veterans of our great land, and especially those in whose memory we are gathered today. Before I continue, I'd like to take just a very brief moment to recognize the veterans that are in our crowd today. As I look out over the crowd this morning, I see many veterans of our armed services, both young and old, many who have served decades ago and many who have served in times of conflict very recently. So let's take just a moment. There are a lot of folks standing out in the crowd already today, but if you're a veteran and you're in the park this morning, please be sure and stand up and give this audience a chance to thank you for your service. Thank you very much. As we continue, please hear these words shared with me for today's use by a friend and a 40-plus year veteran of the Iowa National Guard. These words are dedicated to the veterans we've just recognized this morning. This is entitled, "When the Old Guard Passes By." We feel a shade of sadness when the old guard passes by, though the members of that army have never failed to try. Each one has some old story laid away on memory's scroll. He can tell about Old Glory when its silken folds unroll. He may wobble on his crutches as he moseys down the street, till the martial music touches the old rhythm in his feet. Then he straightens back his shoulders as the lines are passing by, for the grand Army veteran has never yet said die. Then I look up at Old Glory as she ripples in the blue, and I think about the story of those men who were so true. And I read about the honor and the glory they have won. Then I say, why should they worry, these old boys of 61? For no army ever conquered a more noble, braver foe. Now with friend and foe united, they can watch this country grow. And through coming generations, the world's history will tell, no other country's soldiers have ever done so well. Oh, I don't know how to tell it, and I really don't know why, but it makes me sort of lonesome when that old guard passes by. Words and words alone can certainly be feeble on Memorial Day, for the sight before us is that of a strong and noble nation that stands in silence and remembers those who were loved, and who in return loved their countrymen enough to die for them. On this day, we must tell the stories of those who fought and those who died for freedom's cause. We must tell their stories because those who have lost loved ones need to know that a grateful nation will always remember. We must tell their stories so that our children and our grandchildren will understand what our lives might have been like had it not been for their sacrifice. The thousands who fought alongside brave friends who fell will never hear taps played without remembering each and every one, nor will their families and friends.